or just do what I did and just throw it all to the wind and go, because that's what your entire being is saying to you, do this thing.
Mhm.
And so really acknowledging and honoring your experiences, how you feel in the moment, and what you need to do for you in that moment and in the next whatever, to get through that whatever way you can in a healthy way that's not harming you or anybody else. And I like Audrey said, we know before we know. Yeah,
Yes.
we feel it. We like everything inside of us recognizes that trauma and that triggering and that re-traumatization. And too often what we do is we ignore it. I'm busy. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta put it aside. I have to stuff it. I had a woman veteran, and this is in my book once. She had, like so many women who never told anyone, she had carried that trauma with her without sharing the words forever. And then when she finally decided to file her service-connected disability claim, she fell apart because it all just came down on top of her.
Yes.
And she called me one day and she was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I've been fine all these years. And that was what I've been fine, sister. Have you really though?
Yes. Have you really been fine? Yes.
Yeah. And so she said, and we were both from like these rural dry areas, like I think in the Midwest is where we both started it. And so those of you who live in the Midwest and the dry areas are gonna know this analogy, because what happens is the dirt just, after rain, it just turns into this like hard mud field that's got big cracks in it.
Mhm.
But if after another rain you go out and you poke a hole in that, the water will come up through that hole, and you can't stop that water from coming up through that hole. And so I said to her that, and I said, so you can't plug that hole, honey. There's
Mhm.
nothing, you can't plug it. Here's what I'm going to suggest to you is before we continue with this claim, find a therapist and work with her, and or a support system, a group, a best friend, somebody who's a support system, and say, I need to get through this. I need to get through this thing because it's re-traumatizing me and I need help doing that. And because I said you've opened that big hole, and the only way to get past it is to go through it at this point. And how do you go through it? By
Mhm.
support systems, by escaping, by whatever it is you need to do. And so I think that's a big thing to acknowledge, is that this is happening to me.
Live every Wednesday, 5 p.m. CST.